In mid-December of 1903, at Kitty Hawk Airfield in North Carolina, two men made a series of flights with a powered aircraft. This moment would mark the success of the first true airplane and propel the world into the world of true flight. These men were Wilbur and Orville Wright. These two brothers, after years of preparation and experimentation, had just made history. Wilbur Wright, the elder brother, was born April 16, 1867 in Indiana. He was the middle of what would come to be 5 children in the Wright family. The brother's father was the bishop, and mother was focused on raising the children. As a kid, Wilbur had one sibling he spent a lot of time with, that being Orville, who was born a few years after him in 1871. Their father, as a bishop, had the family on the road frequently, and he often brought little toys and knickknacks back for his children. One time, he brought back a toy helicopter for his boys to play with. Powered by a rubber band to work the propellers, it was one of the first brushes the brothers had with the idea of flight. Fascinated by the toy and the idea of flight, the two would develop a passion for aeronautics and the journey to develop a flying contraption. Wilbur, during his high school years, was a dedicated and bright student. However, an accidental injury during a hockey game sent him spiraling into depression. He dropped out, didn't go to college, and spent more and more time at home, particularly in his family's library. He also spent this time caring for his sick mother, who would die in 1889 of tuberculosis. In that same year, the two brothers, Wilbur and Orville, started their own newspaper they called West Side News, and late in 1992 opened a bicycle shop, fixing bikes and also selling a design of their own. This experience would propel them into future endeavors. During this time, the two brothers were constantly trying new mechanical ideas and keeping up to date with all of the latest scientific developments of the era. One person in particular they kept a close eye on, Otto Lilienthal, the German aviator. After Otto died in a failed glider flight, the two brothers dedicated themselves to achieving flight. They chose Kitty Hawk Airfield in North Carolina as the place to develop and test their ideas. They began developing the wings for the new flying contraption first. They observed birds for ideas, noticing that birds always angle their wings for better balance and control. The brothers came up with the idea of a movable rudder, and all these things culminated to make a working prototype. On December 17, 1903, they succeeded with their dream and had the first free-controlled flight of a power-driven heavier-than-air plane. Wilbur flew the plane for a total of 59 seconds over a grand distance of 852 feet, which seems like not a long way for us today, but that was incredible for the first flight. With this massive achievement, they set out to try and spread their work and garner the attention they deserved. In the United States, many did not believe what they had accomplished, and so their achievements went mostly unappreciated. However, Wilbur decided to set out for Europe with the hopes of a more positive attention and sales of their design. Going to France, Wilbur had found his audience and made many public flights. He garnered a lot of attention and even gave rides to politicians, news people, and more. In 1909, Orville and their younger sister joined Wilbur in Europe, and they all became massive celebrities for a time. Their presence was requested by royals and the press, and they made good sales on their plane. Eventually, however, later in 1909, they returned to the United States, where the brothers became wealthy as businessmen, selling their planes in the United States and Europe. The two brothers had a lot of success in the latter part of their lives, in stark contrast to their humble and often difficult beginnings. Wilbur was always the driving force of the duo, and as the years went on, this continued as he served as president of the Wright Company. In 1912, Wilbur fell ill on a trip to Boston and would later die of typhoid fever on May 30th. After the death of his brother, Orville took over the company until 1915, when he sold his part of the company to a finance group. He consulted during World War I when airplanes were really taking off in the popularity and were used extensively. Both of the brothers, throughout their lives, were highly celebrated, receiving numerous honorary degrees and awards for their contributions to flight. During the latter part of his life, Orville spent a lot of his time advocating for the brothers to be named the inventors of the first airplane, against the opposition of many parties vying for the title. His efforts clearly were successful, as even today the brothers are legendary for their developments and flights at Kitty Hawk Airfield. Their work laid the foundation for what is now an absolute bustling flight industry. Developments have come over the years, and their machine, compared to the planes we have today, is archaic, but their influence and legacy is still clear. Hey everybody, Cameron here. Just want to say thank you so much for watching the video and sticking around till the end. The channel has been getting a ton of views recently, and it means a lot to me, and I love to see it. So if you're one of those people that are new to my videos and want to subscribe, that'd be really cool. Leave a like on the video or comment. All of these things really help me out, and it's very, very much appreciated as I try to pump out some more videos because I've been pretty busy recently with work. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you on the flip side.